calls Amy Cook, Executive Director of the Texas Racing Commission.
Good afternoon, Chairman Wally, Vice Chair Bell, and members. For the record, my name is Amy Cook. I am the Executive Director of the Texas Racing Commission, and I appreciate the opportunity to appear before you today to provide you with an overview of the transformational changes that our agency is making in response to the Sunset Advisory Commission concerns, some of which have been echoed since 1994. It has been my honor to serve in this position for the last 15 months. It only took me a few days on this job to realize that this agency had incredible potential to become a positive contributor to the public safety footprint across our great state, as well as an important part of the economic engine that powers Texas. I'm pleased to have the unified support of the Racing Commission as I chart this path forward. Specifically, our chairman, Judge Robert Pate, and our vice chair, Dr. Connie McNabb, have been instrumental in helping me design this proposal for transformational change. The Texas equine industry, and horse racing in particular, is an important part of the cultural and historical landscape of Texas. Since 1881, our longest-running racetrack in Fredericksburg, Texas, has continued the tradition of horse racing in conjunction with the annual Gillespie County Fair. Today in Texas, however, our horse racing industry is at a crossroads, and in my judgment, the future is bright if we all work together to realize the possibilities of economic growth. It is my belief that Texas can become the premier state for horse racing in the nation. That title can be ours with effective market competition. The vision I set for our agency is to become the best state agency in Texas and the most professional racing commission in America. The transformational changes we are making are built on our new strategic framework, which has been incorporated into our updated budget structures. Enable, protect, communicate, and partner, and can be found on page 10 of your handout. These lines of efforts provide the foundation for a critical review of the enabling statute, the regulatory framework, and agency business model that have been in place for over 30 years. Our first line of effort is enable. For the industry, this line of effort addresses economic growth, business opportunities, and market competition. For the agency, this line of effort addresses our resourcing model, which should really be thought of in two distinct roles laid out in slide 13 of your handout. First, the agency has inherently governmental statutory compliance activities required of all state agencies, regardless of mission, which we believe should be funded through a transparent general revenue process. Second, we have the responsibility to monitor, regulate, and enforce licensed activities and address unlicensed activities across the state, which should continue to be funded through our GRA dedicated account funds. Our second line of effort is protect. This line of effort guards against repeating the failures of the past to effectively deter, investigate, and adjudicate violations of the Texas Racing Act. Included in this line of effort is a strategy to protect our legitimate licensees from unregulated activities that impair their business models. These unregulated activities also include inhumane treatment of animals and the manipulation of wagering pools at licensed racetracks. In addition to the challenges presented internally to Texas, this line of effort protects the Texas horse racing industry from federal intervention through increased safety protocols to mitigate risk for equine and human athletes. Our third line of effort is communicate. This line of effort works to establish continuous customer feedback at all levels to allow us to evaluate whether our governance model is serving the regulatory industry and the citizens of Texas. We have established effective communication mechanisms through in-person engagements and public meetings across the state on the future of horse racing, which include a complete review of the Texas rules of racing. We have modernized all our current communication channels within existing resources to timely and accurately communicate policy changes to provide regulatory certainty for our business and occupational licensees. In addition to updating our web presence and using social media platforms, we have launched a YouTube channel with educational videos in English and Spanish to assist industry stakeholders in the licensing process. Our fourth line of effort is partner. No agency in the state ecosystem should attempt to carry out its mission without building partnerships and adopting best practices from across Texas. We are in a unique position to reconsider everything about the agency to rebuild it in a way that will make all Texans proud to interact with us. To that end, we have created partnerships across the state to achieve our unique statutory mission, which is an incredible blend of public safety, natural resources, business and commerce, and regulatory responsibilities. The way we accomplish this mission is through the critical feedback of our regulated industry and the incredible partnerships we've renewed with our sister agencies. I would personally like to thank the leadership of the Department of Information Resources, the Department of Public Safety, the Department of Licensing and Regulation, the Comptroller's Office, the Office of the Attorney General, the Animal Health Commission, for their tremendous support during the past year. Transformation of this agency began the day I arrived, and we need the support of the legislature to complete it in the short time we have until we are in the sunset review cycle again, as you can see on page 7 of your handout. The legislative appropriations request presented to you is not a request for the agency. Rather, it is the resourcing model for the agency to become the regulatory body that Texans deserve now and in the future. I look forward to your questions regarding our efforts to effect transformational change, including the statutory and fiscal items in our LAR and supplemental spending authority requests for fiscal year 2023. We hope that you will embrace them as an investment in the horse racing industry. Thank you.
Members, any questions? Thank you, Ms. Cook.
All right, thank you.